What is going on, everybody? My name is Nico and welcome back to another Pokemon video. I want to talk about something that I talked about a while back. Okay, it was a little while back when I was really doing a lot of competitive stuff in Pokemon Sword and Shield, and it's something I want to bring up again because recently I've been getting a lot of comments on the subject, like a lot of comments of people asking about this particular thing or giving their thoughts on this particular issue, and it's something that I have a suggestion for moving forward into future Pokemon games like BDSP and whatever Gen 9 is going to be. So before we get into it any further, if this is your first time here on the channel, make sure you are subscribed for more Pokemon content in the future. Let's get into it. So the thing I'm talking about specifically is genning Pokemon. Now, I made a video a while back asking people what their thoughts were about this because I find it a very interesting topic. You're either on one side of the fence or the other. There's not really any middle ground on the subject. People are either okay with it or they hate it entirely and they think it's stupid. So I want to kind of go back and talk about this and the ways that they could change this to kind of make it more acceptable in future games of Pokemon. So before I go any further, I want to kind of sit back and talk about what the difference is between a gen Pokemon versus a hacked Pokemon, because I feel like there's a lot of people that are just like they're the same thing, and they're not. It's really not that at all. So a gen Pokemon is a Pokemon with perfectly legal stats. There is nothing about this Pokemon that is illegal to use competitively at all. Obviously, you're not supposed to use them in tournaments, and I think you should probably not use them in tournaments. That's just how it works, okay? You shouldn't use them in tournaments because that's the rule set, right? But if you're just playing on the ladder, I really don't freaking care if you're using gen Pokemon. It doesn't matter to me. But yeah, gen Pokemon, they're completely legal. Without someone telling you that that Pokemon is gen, you would never know, right? You would never know because the game can't actually pick up on it because there's nothing wrong with that Pokemon versus a hacked Pokemon, which is something, you know, let's say, I'll use the same example I used in the previous video. You have a shiny level 100 Magikarp that has weird stats as well as moves it cannot learn organically, such as Roar of Time or Fusion Bolt, you know, things like that. Things that this Pokemon could never learn by just catching the Pokemon and training it organically in the game. That is the difference. Gen Pokemon are normal Pokemon that you just didn't take the time to train on your own. Hacked Pokemon are Pokemon that could never actually happen in Pokemon. That's the key difference right there. Okay, let's move on. So the argument that I had in the previous video, I still stand by, okay? I stand by the idea that Pokemon can be kind of a pain if you are someone who likes playing competitively but doesn't have time to breed teams. Breeding and making good Pokemon takes a fair chunk of time. Now, certain Pokemon, not so much, but other Pokemon that need certain moves or natures or things like that, it can be kind of a pain to do. It can take a lot of time, especially if you don't already have a lot of the resources at your disposal. It's just a time sink. And a lot of people, you know, a lot of people that play Pokemon, grew up with Pokemon, are older now. We don't have the kind of time to dump into a Pokemon game and just kind of give it our all with breeding and doing all this, that, and the other. That's just not what we have time to do. For example, if you look at my channel, I used to do a ton of on-cart Pokemon battling. If you look at the channel recently, I don't know the last time I did an on-cart Pokemon battle. And it's simply because I don't have the time to dedicate to training Pokemon and getting stuff ready to go because I'm doing so many other things in my personal life as well as on the YouTube channel, the 2 YouTube channels that I'm a part of and stuff like that. I just don't have the time. So that's why, in my opinion, I understand, okay? I don't get mad that people gen. I understand entirely why people do it. Now, like I said, this is something that's so controversial in the Pokemon community because some people just, you know, hate it. And I get why, you know, Pokemon doesn't like gen Pokemon, right? Because they want people to play on their cart. They want people to buy their games and they want people to play. However, if you're someone, like I described, that doesn't have a lot of time to play Pokemon, this really is not a motivating factor to buy a game, right? You're not going to buy a game if you only want to play competitively and you can't give the time to the game to make competitive teams and stay up to date with the metas and do this, that, and the other. You're not going to be as inclined to buy a Pokemon game. You'll just play the game on Pokemon Showdown, right? Why would you buy the game if you can't give the time to the game and play it the way you want, right? That makes perfect sense. So you just go play something like Pokemon Showdown, make the Pokemon right there and then use the teams you want to use, right? And they've kind of started getting to a point where they're working around this, right? They made it so much more accessible in Pokemon Sword and Shield to make competitive Pokemon. However, yes, you still have to breed and get the right IVs and do this, that, and the other. It's still a longer process than it could be. And yes, they've done other things like add rental teams, which I think is a great addition. However, rental teams are not quite as satisfying as building your own team of Pokemon and having success in the online ladder. Like, that is one of the most satisfying parts of the game, is team building, making your team, and seeing it perform well, right? So I have an idea for what could possibly happen in Pokemon in the future, and this is, you know, it's something that I think makes a lot of sense when I break it down and talk about all the different ways that this works fundamentally. So moving into future games, I think that they need to add some sort of functionality where not necessarily you know, pick and choose what exactly you want a Pokemon to be, right? You actually clone a Pokemon. Clone it completely, 100%, create an exact replica of that Pokemon. Now, I don't know if this would even be feasible in BDSP. I don't think it makes sense to add in BDSP, considering they confirmed that this is not going to be the ranked game. But looking at Gen 9, I think this is a great opportunity for something like this. Now, we've seen, you know, super sciencey stuff in Pokemon before, where, you know, there's different organizations and stuff working on different technologies. Create an organization in this particular game that allows trainers to go there and, you know, they've figured out how to work with Ditto. Give Ditto a new form if that's what you got to do. I don't care what you got to do to get this done. But find a way for them to use Ditto to create exact replicas of other Pokemon. Like, there's already breeding where we can, you know, pretty much make Pokemon pretty quickly, right? We can get the natures and we can try and get the IVs almost down pat, right? So just make it that after breeding one specific Pokemon, we get it exactly right, get the right nature, we get the right ability, we get the right IVs, you know. Then allow us to take it to this research center in Gen 9, whatever it's going to be, and allow us to create replicas of this particular Pokemon. And the reason I say create replicas is because, you know, I talked earlier about the idea that, you know, they want us to play on cart. They want us to do these mechanics. That's why they add them to the game. They want us to have a reason to buy their game and play their game on their system. And this makes perfect sense. If you have mastered a certain Pokemon, if you're like, boom, I got a, you know, a Rillaboom, I got an Adamant Nature on it, I've got Grassy Surge, you know, I got a good IV spread, and then you clone a bunch of them, right? You make a bunch of them, you now have something that a lot of other people want, because Rillaboom is so incredibly prominent, right? Everybody wants Rillaboom. It's very good in not only VGC, but also BSS. So it would be super easy for you to take that Pokemon and go, here guys, put it on Pokemon Home and trade it out to a bunch of different people. And trade it for, you know, something else you need. Something else that you need competitively that maybe somebody else has. And the reason I think this is such a good idea is because it gets people to continue playing the game the way they want us to play, right? They want us to breed Pokemon. They want us to use these sort of mechanics. They want us to train Pokemon. This allows us to take the Pokemon that we have, make multiple of them, and then we are allowed to communicate with other community members, go out and talk to other Pokemon, and be like, hey, we got this Pokemon. Maybe you're using something with a unique item spread, or a unique move spread, and you're like, oh, this is really cool, and somebody's like, that'd be awesome. I think I can work this into a certain team. Can I get one of those? And then you just go and copy that Pokemon, make an exact replica of that Pokemon, and trade it in game, right? That keeps you playing the game. You've not left the game at all to do that. You're trading and working with other community members, other Pokemon players, to then get different Pokemon metas out there and get different stuff out there for people to try and use. And then they're going to take that Pokemon that they now acquired and they're going to use it in the online ladder, and they're going to keep playing Pokemon. So for me, that just makes the most sense. Give us a way to replicate our Pokemon that we really like and we think are really good, and then apply it to other things. You know, allow us to trade it, allow us to create whatever we want and send it out to other players. Now, I do think there should be a couple caveats with this. Obviously, I don't think this should be done with shinies. I think if you replicate a shiny, it becomes a normal Pokemon. Shinies are very exclusive, and you need to actually have to go out and hunt shinies. I think that just makes sense. Legendaries, maybe there's a form of currency that you use to clone these Pokemon, you know, and you can only do so many per week, per day. I don't know. Something like that to kind of limit the amount of legendaries. But honestly, at the same time, legendaries don't feel that legendary anymore. There's so many of them out there in the wild anyways. Maybe just let us send them out and do whatever with them. But yeah, I think there could be some ways to alter this, but I think the idea of being able to clone Pokemon in-game that we are then able to trade to other players and use in the online ladder really adds a whole other level to the game, because it gets people to work together to create these really cool teams and continue playing on cart, and it solves the whole matter entirely. But that's just my thought. It's just kind of, I'm spitballing ideas out here because I find this issue just so weird. Because honestly, at the end of the day, if I'm playing casually on the online ladder, I don't know why it matters if I'm playing a player with, you know, gen Pokemon versus Pokemon they bred. Because at the end of the day, I can breed a Pokemon that works the exact same as the Pokemon they gen, and if they're just a better player than me, it has nothing to do with the fact they gen a Pokemon. It's just the fact that they outplayed me, right? That's just how it works. So at the end of the day, the genning versus non-genning battle, it doesn't matter to me. I just think there's a solution to this that can be resolved in future Pokemon games. And I think, you know, they really are working toward getting this on the right track. They really are trying to add more ways for more people to get in competitive. And I think this is a great way, a great addition for them to do that. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, because I think this is kind of an out there idea. A lot of people maybe not have suggested this or thought about this, but I think this could be a really cool mechanic. So like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on genning and all that crap. If you like it, you don't like it, whatever it may be, I'm interested. Don't be a dick. I'll delete your comment. That's just how it works here. But if you found the video entertaining and helpful, be sure you leave a like and smash the subscribe button for more Pokemon content in the future. Be sure to check out the Discord. People over there playing Pokemon all the time. Check me out over on Twitch, on TikTok, on Enter the Chat, and all that fun stuff. If you're interested in keeping up with me, this channel, the stream, the podcast, anything like that. Like I said, that's it for this video, and I hope to see y'all in the next one.